Hello, I'm Lara, the founder of Lagos Cocktail, and this is the Lagos Cocktail Podcast. Today, we'll be talking about leadership with purpose. And with me on set to have this beautiful conversation is a lady who epitomizes leadership with purpose. She is the Customer Marketing Director of West and Central Africa at Diageo, and she's also the visionary of the Refined Lady Movement. Her name is Bodam Taiwo, and we fondly call her Lady Bodam.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here today.
I am glad I'm here
I think
too.
this conversation is due.
Yes.
I met Bodam over 10 years ago.
Yes.
Through our late friend, Ufoma. May her soul rest in peace.
Amen.
I just finished a course then at the Shaker Bar School. And I think at that time there was going to be a program, not a program, there was going to be something happening about women in mixology. And then you were working at Diageo.
Yes.
Oh, you're still at
Yeah, I've gone
I
all
mean,
the way
you've gone
around.
all the way
right?
around, yes. So you were working at Diageo then in Ikeja. So she invited me to your office and I created like 3 different cocktails. And the liquid of choice at the time was Bailey's. And everyone was so impressed. And then that was how I got into, being I wasn't the brand ambassador, but of course I was the face for the Bailey's activation around women.
Yes.
And that's where I met you.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised that you have this platform, the Refined Lady Movement. I'm not surprised at your growth as well, because you've been very supportive wherever I've found you. I think my question would be, when you think about leadership with purpose, what does that mean to you as a lady in, the corporate world?
Yes.
And also as a visionary of the Refined Lady Movement?
Thank you. First off, I'm so excited. You can tell, right?
Yes,
I'm super excited to be here.
I know.
And I think maybe to just start off just by saying well done.
Thank you.
It's one thing to see the growth of someone from afar, right? But I think I'm quite privileged in the sense that I have had semi-front row seats.
Front row.
Front row, okay, front row seats, just to see your curve and your growth trajectory. And just sitting here, the other day we're celebrating Lagos Cocktail Week at 10.
Yes.
And really just seeing that growth curve, staying consistent and true to the vision in Africa.
Thank you.
So just well done.
Thank
I know it's not been an easy journey, but I think it's great that you stuck to your guns and you're sitting here today. And I just really want to honor that for just a minute.
Thank you.
Now to your question, leadership with purpose. Leadership is at my heart. I love the concept of leadership because I truly believe great leaders can just significantly change places, nations, outcomes, whatever. And when we think about leadership with purpose, what comes to my mind is really, how can I use my presence and my voice to significantly make a difference in a space? So everywhere that I've gone to, and I'm sure we'll get into that. I haven't always been on this journey, but everywhere I've gone to since I've been on this journey, that's what's foremost in my mind is the thought of legacy. So if I think of leadership with purpose, I'm thinking legacy, which is if I leave here tomorrow, if I leave this organization, if I leave these people who I'm leading, if I leave this nation, if I leave this friendship group, right? What's the legacy? What will people remember me for? What will I leave behind in the hearts and in the minds of people? And how can I channel people to step into their own purpose because I dared to step into mine? And how can I demonstrate and model a holistic life of purpose and joy and fun and fulfillment so that I can encourage the next man and woman around me to know that you can have a 360-degree life as well. And you can be excellent across all the spheres that you're playing in as well. So that's leadership with purpose for me. It's make a difference, uplift, and push people into their next as well.
That's fantastic because, I know that sometimes people struggle between, purpose and fulfillment. So sometimes you're working and you're excited, you're making all the money, but you don't feel like you're fulfilled. And because they're in the corporate space where you're working and you're rising in the ranks, you know deep down that there's something you want to do. You know deep down that you have a calling. But then you do not know how to navigate or how you can actually do both. So for people who are struggling with that, how would you advise? I mean, based on your experience, how are you able to combine both?
Maybe I'll say 2-3 things. The first one is, a lot of the time we're looking to start something, but sometimes maybe you're meant to support somebody else's thing.
Wow.
That's what it is in corporate, isn't it?
Wow, yes.
It's not my daddy's company in that sense. Like the name behind it is not Diageo Taiwo Limited, right? But I'm called in this season to build Diageo as if it were mine. Too many people are looking for mine.com and Mine Incorporated, that we forget, because we're holistic human beings, purpose is purpose regardless. Purpose is purpose regardless. So if you say, for example, I like to say that when people ask me to introduce myself, I say I'm an elegant infusion of light into my world.
Oh, wow.
Elegant thank you. Elegant infusion of light does not only have to be in the refined lady movement. I'm an elegant infusion of light if I step into Diageo. What am I saying that's wrong? Does it mean that I won't get frustrated sometimes? No, it doesn't mean that. Does it mean that I am vested, fully focused in seeing Diageo's purpose in Southwest Central Africa come to life? Unquestionably, yes. For as long as I am there, my determination is that it will step into the highest echelons of the vision we have for the organization, right? So I'm vested in that way, and it keeps me fulfilled, right? Then I look at my own personal space and say, okay, I'm called to women. And I'll talk about how I got there,
Yeah,
right?
because I was going to ask, how were you able to narrow it down to women? But yes, please,
Yes, okay. So I'm called to women, and I'll speak to that in a second. I'm called to women, okay, at least for now. Who knows? It can be something different another time. And that's the other thing. Let me just chip that in. Don't be pigeonholed by definitions.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people say, Lady Bodam, well, you're not doing this, well, you're not doing that. I'm a chameleon, baby. I can just, I can change.
Versatile.
Yeah, I'm not a tree. I'm not going to stay in one spot. So I move. But in my own personal life as well, what am I called to do? Catalyze people to step into their next, help people to manifest, help people to grow. I'm a builder at heart. So I build broken systems, I build people, I build industries, I build nations. This is what I'm called to do. I can build anywhere. So I see you, I sit down, I have a conversation. I'm listening to you, we're gisting, but underneath what I'm thinking is, how can I help this person build? I'm in a context of a coaching context. I'm having a webinar. What's behind me is, I don't want to motivate. I don't want to aspire to 5 ways. No. My thing is, of when you leave motivated and inspired, what does it lead you to do? How does your life tangibly transform and change? So that's the thing, right? And then when I think about how did I get here? Because there's always that thing sometimes, oh, Lady Bodam, I just fell into this thing. No, I didn't. I didn't just fall into this thing. I've always had snippets of leadership in my life. Wow. Part of it was how I was raised. I was raised by phenomenal parents. I truly honor my dad and my mom.
No, you do. I know.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I saw it this morning as well.
So, raised by them, beautiful. But beyond that, I had to discover me. And a lot of the time, we fall short. I'm going to say something that's not going to sound very nice, but everybody that's listening knows that I love them. Let me set that as a foundation. I love human beings. But too many times we allow ourselves to be comfortable with metrics of social media that we don't go deeper. So if I have 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 20,000 people, and I post up a picture of me twerking, yeah, I said it. And 15,000 people like my picture. I've given myself a nice, comfortable glow that means nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing. Because 15,000 people liked a video of me twerking, and then what? As opposed to, building is difficult work.
It is.
So a lot of the time when we say, how do we get here? Number one is, what do you really want to be known for? Strip off all the titles. Who are you? I'm a mommy, take it off. Customer marketing director, take it off. Wife, take it off. Daughter, take it off. Who are you? Elegant infusion of light. Who are you? And then you now go on that journey. If I am this in this season, remember I say you can change.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with changing. Nothing wrong with your vision of yourself expanding. Who I am today is not who I was 10 years ago. My vision of myself keeps on expanding the more I know myself. The number of tests I've taken to understand my personality and how I'm wired. And when I take tests, I'm a bit of a geek. So I take the test, I print them out, I sit down. I have meetings with myself once a week on Sundays.
Wow.
Sit down with my paper, with my pen, underline this part, I get it now. This part, no, I don't agree. I'll put it in maybe yellow. Then the day something happens and that thing props up, I'm like,
This is it.
that's it. That's it, But going on that journey to understanding yourself and then doing the little things, I don't necessarily believe about thinking about money first. And I know the world has told us we need money, and we do.
We do.
I
But
love my nails. I love, beautiful things. We need money. But money is attracted to value.
it is. I agree.
So don't you need value first?
Yes, you do.
Aha.
And I'm so glad you're saying this because I know our audience.
Yeah.
We've got bartenders, people in corporate hospitality, people in trade, listening. And this is what I try to explain.
Yeah.
You need to give value to get value.
Yes.
So it's never about I'll use the brand. Some people say, oh, I'm putting something together, but the brand won't support. So I always speak to hanging fruits. Do it yourself.
Yes.
And for me, my mantra is if nobody drops, if nobody supports me, how do I still keep going?
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be on a large scale. But when they see that what you're doing offers them value, whoever wants to key in will key in.
Yes.
I think it's important that, people learn this. And the other thing you said also about social media and should I call it acceptance or validation?
Yes.
I think that's the word, looking for social media validation.
Yes.
I remember someone saying to me that, I keep posting it, whether you like or not, I'm just posting because at the end of the day, it's not because I want you to like it, but it's just because I'm posting.
Yes.
The other thing you've also said about, because I'm using myself, because I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh, wow, we should have had more of these conversations, is the fact that sometimes it's not really about, what people say.
Yes.
Or it's really about you. Who are you?
Yes.
What do you want to be known for?
Yeah.
And once you know who you are, nobody can tell you, nobody can define you better than yourself.
Yeah.
So I think, this is really important that, people listen, to things like this. And I'm glad that, you're doing all these things. But there's something you've said, I was going to ask you about leadership, just, not being about titles. But I think you've also touched about that, and how to make sure that as a leader, you influence the people around you. Do you have people, reach out to you for when you're feeling low and you don't think, you're able to? So how are you able to help people, discover who they are or who they ought to be, or to, be in alignment, with where they need to be? How?
Oh, that's such a powerful question. Do I have people reach out to me? Yes. More than I can even accept. So I'm always if someone is on my WhatsApp, I'm always apologizing on WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp status. I will get to all messages on Saturday. Saturday will come.
You have so many
I will
messages.
still not get
like
to
that.
the messages. I do.
Wow.
I do. And I'm not saying it from a place of pride, because I honestly do think it's such a privilege. I think it's such an honor for people to think this person might have an answer for me.
Yes.
That's such a privilege, because I'm a leader as well. And a lot of people that reach out to me are leaders in their own right as well. So the fact that, this small girl who just turned 40, you're older, we're going to hear the end of it, yeah. But so it's beautiful. How do I help people? there is no, I have frameworks that I've sort of figured out over the years as to how can I take people from A to B. But the first thing is just to listen. A lot of the time, I think it was Fela Durotoye. I was in a coaching context with him once, and he said a lot of the time people actually have the answers to their own problems on the inside of them.
Yes.
You just need to ask them the right questions to help them uncover the answers they already have encoded in them. I thought this was so powerful. And that's it. The first thing I actually do is just listen. What are you actually saying? So someone sometimes, let me give an example. Someone can reach out to me, Lady Bodam, my life is not together. I'm a mess in destiny. I've not accomplished anything. I've not this. I'm like, okay, I hear you. Your life is a whole mess. You're this. What triggered it? Because bear in mind, I say half the people that reach me, no, 60 to 70% of people that reach me are leaders. So your life is not a mess. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Some things are working. So what triggered this overflow of emotions? And then we start going deeper from there. And it's different people, different things for different people. Remember, primarily I'm called to women.
Yes.
So it is different things for different people. And then we go on that journey. What do you need? And sometimes it's, like conversation we're having. Sometimes a little resource. Sometimes it's half an idea. I read very widely. I love reading. So I read very widely. So there's sometimes something pops in my mind. It's not my original thought. It's probably something I read in some book just before I went to bed, and it's floating over there in my consciousness. The same way I coach others, I'm a very avid receptor of coaching myself. Yes.
Yes, because you can't give what you don't
can't give
have,
what you
right?
don't have. And I think the higher you go as a leader, it's important to have someone that can read the labels of the box you're in. And someone that's outside of many different contexts. Because I have sisters, I have friends, I have my parents, I have loved ones, I have, so many people. But I think a coach sometimes is a dispassionate third party that's able to sit down and tell you, this is your pattern. And this is the nonsense you've been enabling. And this is how to go, right? So that helps me. All of that context comes together to help me when I sit with a woman or a gentleman and we're able to walk through their own context and then pull out sometimes a lot of people need is one bright light that will help them go on that journey to the next. Yeah.